Hey, all, Mr. Thibodeau's here. So for our math, we got investigation 7, displaying data, or data, if you will. Data that is gathered, data is kind of plural and also singular. It's a weird one. Data that is gathered, I usually say is, and organized may be displayed in various types of charts and graphs. One type of graph is a bar graph. The bar graph uses rectangles, actually a histogram. Bar graphs are supposed to be touching. Okay. Well. Yeah, so this is, I think, technically a histogram because they're separated. Actual bar graph is, they're all smushed together. But anyway, notice how the information from the frequency table is presented in the bar graph. The scale across the bottom is horizontal axis, lists the possible scores on tests, shows the same values as the first column in the frequency. The scale along the left is the vertical axis. So, and this is true for histogram or bar graphs, so it doesn't really matter. So this is the number correct, okay, and this is the number of students that got that correct, okay. So you say there's 3 students, or 7 students got 3 correct, okay. You could do this the reverse way too. You could have number of students here and the number correct here. It would of course change it up a little bit, but it would still work. Okay. But since we have number of correct here and frequency, how many students got that amount correct? 3 of them got 6 correct. Okay. Now we'll practice making bar graphs using a new situation. 20 children in class were asked how many siblings, brothers and sisters they had. So we have a total number of 4 is the highest, okay, we just want to keep that in mind, and 0 is the lowest. We want to know the range, 0 to 4, because that's going to help us figure out how to actually draw it out. Over here, we have 0 to 3, okay. Oh, that's all the number of siblings, sorry. Here we have number of siblings, tallying the frequency. So the tally is the same thing as the frequency. They just put it in different. Okay. So copy and paste and complete the bar graph. So we have 0. There's 4 people at here. I think you guys can take 1. That goes up to 7, right? And I think you can continue it from there. I think you guys should be able to do this. This does a pretty good job. So that one's a bar graph. They should be touching. Wait, what? Alright, well, I looked up. I guess Mr. Thibodeau is a dummy. This is a histogram. I guess they had it right. Go figure. It makes sense, I guess, that the math textbook would get it right. Histogram versus a bar graph. Histogram uses a range, okay, so 10 through 13. So there's 3 numbers within that 10 through 13 range. This is helpful when you're trying to get broad sensitive data instead of specific sensitive data, okay. When you have you don't want, so many ups and downs. It's nice to kind of have just more generalized data, okay. Sometimes you want specific. This one, I could not look at this and give you the exact data that made this, right? Because I don't know if there were six people who all got 22, or if there was a 22, a 23, a 24, and a 25. Okay, I don't know the exact number of folks that the folks got for this weight. Over here, for a bar graph, okay, I could tell you, I could look at this and I could immediately write out this number again. All I would do is be like, all right, so we have this number here anyway. 1 person got 1. We have 4, 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here we have 3, 7, 7, 7, 7, or whatever. So, except I think it was reverse. It was 2 4s. It was 4 4, and then it was 7 3s. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Anyway. Stem leaf, okay? This is a really quick way of writing out a small graph, okay? Stem and leaf plot for the first row of weights. So in this case, you have 11, so 11 is here, 1, 1. 14, there's a 1, 4. There is 2 16s, 16 and a 16, a 17 and an 18, 20, 20, 21, 23, 22, okay? Stem and leaf, there's sometimes in which is useful. In my opinion, it's just more confusing. I would rather just write, personally, I would rather just do 11, 14, 16, 16, 17, 18, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay? That makes more sense to me, but there's reasons which it's more helpful. Okay? Can kind of help you focus in on things. Make a stem and leaf plot for the second row of weights in the list. Second row in the list. So this right here. They want you to do it for this. Okay, just those guys, okay? Use the information to make stem leaf for all of the turkeys, so use a whole thing. Okay, numerical data represents quantities such as ages, classes. Okay. Here we can see a frequency table, which is just a way of showing the data. Here we actually see a graph, okay, bar graph, horizontal bar graph because the bars run horizontally. Same deal. You could also do it like this, same thing. So whichever makes more sense to you. Okay. Pictogram uses symbols or icons to compare data. An icon can represent one part of a group or all data points. So here, we're showing the grilled cheese. Each grilled cheese each sandwich equals 4 students. It's an interesting thing, but it's not always a very helpful. It shows the information in a way that's a little bit more eye-catching, that you kind of like looking at, but it is also can be confusing, right? You can also manipulate this data a little bit. Like right here, it looks like it's pretty close, but really there's a difference of 8 students, not 2, right? Because each of these counts for 4. So depending on how you do it, you can make it look more close. We also see Venn diagrams, okay, which are interesting. So you see a lot of different graphs here. They're all relatively easy, and the book does a decent job of going over all of them. I do want you to try and do all of these. Let me tell you the ones you don't have to do. Okay. Let's see. Most of this you have to do. I feel like just 2 types. Okay. Yeah, you do not have to do any of the investigate further. Okay, so just 1 through 19. Okay. All right, that's it, guys. Have a good one.